haven't done one of these in almost a week. Hey yo! I'm just gonna call this rambling now because I just don't know when I'm gonna do these. Completely random, and they're just on a random subject that I wish to talk about. And last night I announced that I was gonna be talking about my whole story with the Versus community and all that fun jazz, you know? It's gonna be a fun time. Just sit back, eat some donuts, have your coffee, play your video games, do whatever you do whenever you listen to one of these videos. Oh yeah, and after this, I'm gonna be revealing what's gonna be coming after Shrek vs. the Beast. So, let's just get right on into it, shall we? So, where did I initially see Versus? Way back in the day, I was visiting, before I moved here, before I moved to where I am now, I was chilling out with some buddies. We were playing some Pokemon board games, you know? And back then I was really into like everything Mario. Everything had to be Mario. Mario wins this, Mario wins that. Let's go Mario, let's go Nintendo. So while we were playing that game, my buddy, who's really into Sonic, we got along really well, and most of our Mario and Sonic stuff had them teaming up and all that fun jazz. It was a fun time. And oh yeah, he's also a really good freaking artist now. Like, holy man. Like, okay, I'm getting a little off topic, but man, he's good. Like, jeez. So back then, he was like, okay, can I show you a video? I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. What is it? And he turns on Death Battle. And so the story begins. So I watched the Death Battle of Mario vs. Sonic, and I thought the reasoning was simple. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Mario loses to Sonic. That's cool. And I began to watch more and more of their content. So I was absolutely terrified of Yoshi vs. Riptor. I was super glad that Yoshi won, but I was terrified of Riptor. I was closing my door, blocking everything off, just terrified. Oh, I remember my fear during the scene where Riptor gets the acid in his eyes. Like, oh, I was shaking. It was not fun. But yeah, after that, I just consistently watched Death Battle's content. Occasionally, I did not see Animation Rewind that often, actually. But yeah, as time went on, I eventually moved to still watch Death Battle. Always excited to see their stuff. Mostly agreed with what they said, because most of the characters I didn't know very well, and some of the characters I didn't like. I want to agree with Toph versus Gaara, because I just don't like Naruto in general, so... Fight me all you want. I'm stubborn. So as time went on, I moved to where I am currently, and there was talk about what was it, Black Butler around my school, and so I'm like, oh, I know who couldn't beat Sebastian in a fight. Everyone's like, oh, who? I'm like, at the time I was really into Total Project, so I'm like, Reimu Hakure. They're like, where's your evidence? What's your proof? So I began to list off things. I'm like, you know what? I'm just like, gonna legitimately research this and think of who would win. So off I go to figure out how exactly I'm gonna do this. So I stumbled upon Death Battle Fan Wiki, which I saw in my searches really often. Whenever I searched up for a character, for some reason, I'd always have like a Death Battle pop up, like a thumbnail from Death Battle Fan Wiki, which really got on my nerves. I really did like seeing them pop up. I got angry every single time. But so I eventually hopped on there. And when I did, I made a page for Reimu versus Sebastian. And I had that open for like all night as I looked at wiki pages. See, I had no idea what I was really doing in terms of verses, so I was like mostly just looking at their abilities and seeing who could counter each other more, instead of actually looking at their stats. So, long story short, Sebastian won, and I was wrong. I was very wrong saying Sebastian won. The stats say otherwise. But yeah, I finished that, and I hopped into the Death Battle Fan Wiki chat room. And there's one person who really didn't like me. People were just like, oh cool, hey. Some people were like, yo, how's it going? It was like everyone had a different way of saying hi to me. It was really interesting, because that was also my first time interacting with people in the Versus community. So, I'm there, we're having a fun time. I learned something I didn't really enjoy, which was fight claiming. Because apparently that's a thing. People seem to get really pissy at you if you do a fight, if you want to do a fight that they're doing. They will not let you. Or you could get like in serious trouble with the rest of the community if you're doing something that someone else is already doing. And it's like, you don't own the characters. If it's evolving a character you made, then go ahead, be angry. You have the right to say no, you can't make that because that's using a character of mine. You don't claim fights. You can't. It's stupid. Stop it. Get some help. Yeah, over time, there was less and less people who liked me. People who liked me eventually left to move on to different things. And for a while, I was thinking about leaving because I'm like, well, what's the point now? During my time, I believe like the fifth fight I made there was Flandre Scarf vs. Chara, which really was probably the start of everything going downhill. I made Flandre win, and I still kind of agree with it, because Undertale stats is really freaking stupid. I don't understand. Long story short, I don't think Chara is universal or higher, or star, or whatever. I'd say, like, I just think the wind is what really makes it for me. Like, he can't, if the wind's still there, like, even if you destroy the planet, why is there wind? There's no way he could have destroyed the planet if there was wind. Like, jeez. Well, so I made Flandre win, and people didn't like that. And I've got this huge tsunami of people pretty angry at me for making Flandre win. Lots of people, and some people whose minds were changed. It was really mixed. I have a really low track record of making Undertale lose. It was also my first fight where I actually took in stats. So, yeah, that was fun. What else happened? But yeah, eventually, Game Boy Advanced posted on the Death Battle Fan Wiki chat room about a versus show called Just Another Crossover Fighting Show. So I'm like, ooh, interesting. So I subscribed to the channel, and I'm like, oh cool, a versus show that's actually with more hosts. So over time, I'm checking this out. And they eventually and I eventually joined the Discord. After I joined the Discord, oh yeah, they were also looking for voice actors. So what I did, I signed up to voice Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. This was back when they had the whole thing with like all these characters people could sign up to voice. I signed up to voice Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. Of course, that casting call was kind of down because they got rid of that one. So I could say that, right? I hope. So, when I'm in the Discord, they had a thing where people could sign up to join the team. Now, for me, auditioning for anything makes me nervous. Like, I get freaking terrified. I shake in my boots. I don't, you know, you get too spooked to make the attempt. Well, I decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna try. So, I went over to their sign-up thing, and I began to fill out the survey. So, at that time, I was making different analysis pages for different characters. Without knowing I would be using them or anything, I just wanted to make them. So I'm making them, and I had a bunch of them in the backlog. And the first to join as a researcher, they asked for any research documents you have, anything to show how well you can, how much of an understanding you have of characters, you can research them well. So I gave them my clown piece and my Line research. Yeah, both very small characters. Yeah, I think that was the two I gave them. Then for writing stuff, I didn't sign up for anything with writing, but I ended up as a writer anyway. Help me. So then I sent them, so then they asked for if you wanted to sign up as a voice actor, could you give us anything you, like any voice acting roles you have, any clips of you doing any voice acting. So I'm oh, okay. So I went back and I found my, what is it? My SoundCloud files of me voicing Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. And I sent it their way again. They're like, hey, I did these. And so, I sent that in. I attached the email and everything, and I waited for a while. Of course, long before that, let me tell you, long before that, the same guy, Game Boy Advance, he posted another versus show called Fictional Fights. So I check that show out, and I'm like, this is interesting. I'm a subscribble, you know? And I joined the Google Plus community, and I tried to be rather active there. I wasn't that active. I ended up helping find opponents for the Inklings. Leo posted who should he wanted to use the Inklings in a versus match, but he didn't know who they should fight. So I replied with either Squid Girl or literally anyone from Team Fortress 2. So he went ahead and did the Inkling Boy versus Scout. And when he originally announced the fight, like the trailer, first he started off with the Inkling noise. I'm like, oh yes, yes, because I really wanted to see Inkling versus Squirtle to happen. And I was cheering on, and then I hear Scout. I'm like, oh no. So it was revealed to be Scout versus Inkling Boy. It was still hype. In the commentary for that episode, he also confirmed he will be doing Squidville versus Inkling. He just doesn't know when. So I'm just like, yes, but when? That is the question. Leo's a great guy. Also back in Death Battle Fan Wiki, let's think about some more things that happened. back there, everyone was talking about how Cartoon Fight Club is probably one of the worst versus shows out there. Don't watch them. Don't do that. Blah 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 blah. They need to improve. Blah 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 blah. So I always had that, like. So from what they said, I thought, oh, so that means they must not be really good, right? Animation Rewind is probably the nicest guy in the versus community. I don't know what the people in Death Battle Federation were talking about. Like, he's a great guy. And he's been working hard on making his series better. He's been well aware. And he's just awesome. Fun to talk to. After that, versus Battles Wookiee. Let's see, what are my stories there? Well, versus Battles Wookiee mission was to document every single character and use them in a versus sense. But apparently, they have a certain ban on obscure characters. The reason why is because they're just gonna fill up the pages with just weird obscure characters, and no one's gonna bother to verify whether or not they're good, or whether or not the pages are accurate. And well, I just kind of moved on from that. Like, I was kind of done with it. Versus Wookiee. When I say only use that wiki for like knowing what you're getting into with a verse or character before you actually like get to actually research it. Do your research on your own. Versus Battles Wiki, use that only for like getting to know a bit about your character, getting to know a bit of their stats before actually doing the research yourself, just so you can know if the fight is theoretically even. Alright? That's what I say. What else? What is... Okay, let's move on to... So, after setting in the thing to join Just Another Crossover Fighting Show. So, I sent that in, and like a week or so passes. And it's late at night. It's like 11 p.m. I'm awake. Well, half awake, kinda. I'm half awake, and I get a message on Discord. I'm like, oh, what's up? So I go check, and I get a message from Ray. Yo, dude, it was something. Actually, let me find the message. I have my Discord open right now. Anyways, I received the message, and I nearly screamed. Like, I was so freaking happy. It was one of the greatest moments. Just, oh. Like, where is it? Here. So it would like this. Hey, when you're available, please get back to me ASAP. This is regards to your application for Just Another Crossover Fighting Show. My response. Okay, it's oh yeah, it's 9:30 when I got it. 9:30 p.m. from where I am. Wi-Fi is an uncertainty. I'll see how long I can talk before my Wi-Fi decides to go out, or I get really tired. Usually a mix of both. Ray responds, sorry about that, I'll try to make this quick. I'm like, no problem, I'm not tired at all. I'll give a warning when I am. And Ray's response is, we reviewed your application, and I've been checking your BAOs and voice impressions, and overall you seem like a great guy with tons of potential. We've also been made aware that you're really knowledgeable in a lot of series. That being said, on behalf of Just Another Crossover Fighting Show, I'm glad to inform you to be accepted into the team. Congratulations! And at that moment, I grabbed my pillow and screamed into it, trying not to wake up everyone in the house. response. Hey, that's coolio. Ray's response. Yee, lol. Happy to have you aboard our ship, man. So next step. And my response is, it's an honor. Ray's response, I'm gonna send you an invite to our private Discord server so you can meet the rest of the gang and learn about our current plans as well as plans for the future. Alright, mate. It's an honor to have you on as well. Oh, it was so hectic, and I couldn't. I joined the team, and I see a few familiar faces, like people from Death Battle Fandom Wiki that I actually got along with. Like, I saw GA, I saw let's see. I saw GA, I saw Leopold the Brave, I saw Rampage Animations, I saw Misfortune, I saw... who else? Bowser Dude. He left the Death Battle Fandom Wiki long before I did. Oh, and I saw Thanks to a Lot. It was... it was great. So many people I recognized all in one place, and I was just having a great time. So I went on, and eventually, I also kind of wanted to do my own versus show so I could cover episodes with no resources, so characters that have no sprites or whatever, or sprites that don't match, whatever. So I'm like, okay, how am I gonna do this? And I found out, I saw the Universes format. I saw it and I'm like, wait a minute. What if I would make I would take the format of two of Universes and disguise it as my own show. Ho 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 ho! Delightfully devilish, Seymour. So. I went over to Leo, asked if I could use the Universes format for my own versus show because I didn't want to use it for a long time. And he's like, sure, why not? Yeah! So I'm like, yeah! And so, Sans vs. Peacock began development. And the rest is history from there.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day.
Ben Singer through Twitter.
People feeling like the light has just come.
Awesome.
We must never stop the way. Birds jumping and I hear my name, grasping into life. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a start. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world.
For the moment you've been waiting for.
Let's all take a
trailer for what's gonna come after Shrek vs. the Beast.
Savannah.
I'm pretty happy with it. So here we go.
Heroes exist for many reasons. Some for justice, some for money. But these two are heroes for the fun of it.
Behold, Saitama versus Marisa. Connections? Well, as stated in the trailer, these two are mostly heroes for entertainment purposes. They are humans who face off against many, many super powerful creatures, and generally have signature moves that they pull off. We got they have a sidekick that's mostly follows them around. For Marisa it's Alice, and then for Saitama it's Genos. There's one person who's really pissy with them. For Marisa it's Reimu. For Saitama it's Tatsumaki. Yeah. It's rather even from what I know, except with one person having slightly more edge, but then again I have to research the whole thing. And I probably won't have, I know I have Saitama probably completely researched. He's probably completely done. Marisa, I'm gonna have to start from scratch and go through all the Toho games, all the Toho mangas, and books. Yes. Note everything. And we'll see how it turns out. Anyways, see y'all later.